Welcome back to the channel. All right, we've had another update to raids, and I think it's just absolutely undisputed. The king has got to beat Iron Man. Yes, even the brutally tough Invisible Woman. Let's get into this. Let's show you this. You know, Iron Man is Tony Stark, Iron Man, MCU, the whole thing is an absolute favorite champion of mine. I was so elated when I finally awakened him. And he's great. He's like one of those champions that just like, you look at him on paper and you play him, you're like, dude, this guy is amazing. And it just hasn't felt like there's a mode for him to shine. Like he's often the hair too slow for super high grade battlegrounds. I don't see him use a ton in war, although I like to do it. And he's got immunities. He even has things in his kit that seem clearly designed for Mystic Dispersion. But watch this, Rage is where this guy just pops off. Look at that. Okay, it's gonna get so much better than that though. We're gonna be pausing this quite a few times so you can see this. These combo numbers, I know they look big, but this is literally nothing. Like we're talking like 10%, well, maybe we're getting closer to 20% now of what you're going to see in this video. He is absolutely destroying this Deathless Vision. I was on backup duty for my new alliance there. The BG's Bullying Squad, I think it is what it is called. And they put me on backup. I'm new. I was like, hey, I appreciate I can get more YouTube content done. You just saw a crit for 979,000, which is a lot, which is a absolute lot. Don't worry. Once I'm done just kind of salivating over Iron Man here, look, that's a 1 million special one. Oh, wait, plus an extra 900,000 special one. And I don't think that's the biggest one in here, if I remember correctly. Okay, so close to 2 million special ones, getting to the limit there in a minute. And then I believe I kept them in here. I'm gonna shoot some. I actually make some mistakes. I get hit. He's a tanky boy, dude. All of those armor ups. And then remember, this is the Invisible Woman that like, it was just so difficult, right? Because there's a shield and all of these things. And with all of these, and again, once we finish Invisible Woman, I'll talk more about, just kind of like give you some advice how to get through this real quick. Because I know raids can be a little bit challenging. You're getting these prompts and it doesn't matter. You know, you can parry. Go ahead and finish them off because you're going to land enough light strikes if you just finish your combo in a light. And I know the numbers don't look big yet. Here's some tankiness for it. Look at that. That was 12,000. That's not very much. That's not very much, especially considering how much damage we're doing. But just kind of do the prompts here, right? Just do the prompts, build your charges, do the thing, get your damage going, help your alliance mates out. And with Iron Man, because I know right now you're like, dude, the numbers aren't that big yet. Trust me. They will get bigger, and I will explain that even more. One of the things you're probably noticing is that I am parrying the specials. That's one of the reasons why I made that mistake earlier. It takes a little bit to get some of the timing down. And what that does, there's a heavy for 725,000. Oh, plus another hit of the heavy for 700. So that special, or that heavy, did 1.4 million and change, a single heavy. Okay, so that's the kind of thing that can happen here. So now, like, what's going on? What's going on with Iron Man? I hope to continue to get out Iron Man videos. I accidentally used him for. There's almost 2 million from a special one. Almost accidentally used him for AOA Cassie Lang, which was kind of a tough fight. There's a 1.2 million medium hit there. That's a lot where I come from. And his I was like, I entered the fight, I didn't mean to with him. I was like, well, let's just give it a try. And I eventually realized, I'm like, he's just so tanky. He is 1.2 million. He's just so tanky that I could go ahead and just block stuff for days, right? Which was extremely helpful with the node that where if you backed up too much, I think she went unblockable if I remember correctly. You got the crushed debuff on you. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm well-timed blocking these specials. What that does is that pauses your armor ups, right? You're gonna get the armor ups. I believe you get 1 for every 5 in your combo meter, right? So every time we pass combo of 5, so when we get to 15 here, we should get a 6th armor up. Yeah, perfect, okay. And then you're gonna throw your special 2, which is gonna create your arc reactor. As long as you're over, I believe it is 12 armor ups. And if you throw your special 2 and go over into the arc reactor by throwing the special 2, you get more armor ups to the best of my recollection. Now, what happens when you're in this arc reactor is at rank 3, you get a massive attack rating of 5,375, and then you're going to get an additional 215 attack rating for each armor up. Now, I remember I explained this to a lot of people in some of my initial Iron Man videos. Was that the SIG is actually really helpful to his damage. It's kind of hidden. The designer did a really cool thing there because it's not like totally hidden. It's just one of those things where you got to read through the kit and really understand it. But here it is. Any effect that increases the potency of the armor-ups also increases the potency of the attack rating bonus. And then when you look at the SIG, you see that it's increasing the potency of the armor-up. So that's why I wanted him awakened. That's why I eventually want to take him to SIG 200. But the other thing that's happening, right, as we just talked about, is not only getting the big attack rating from the arc reactor, but we're then able to pause our armor-ups by well-time blocking the specials. That's given us even more attack rating, right? Additionally, we then move, after we throw the special 1, we're then moving to the special 1, right? After we throw the special 2, I apologize. Once we throw the special 2, we're then moving to special 1. Each hit inflicts an armor break debuff, removing 1 armor up, makes sense, and reducing armor rating by 1,114. 0.29. The 0.29 is really important. Remember that. For 20 seconds, okay? And then you can also invalidate prowess, which none of these have, obviously, okay? And so what that's going to do is you're going to see is that armor break combined with the huge attack rating is going to make a massive difference. That's why you're seeing this go from like 45,000 hits to over 1 million. Now, of course, raids is playing into that too. Like, I think you know that if you're watching this, but just in case you didn't know that, I want to be abundantly clear. Don't go into questing content and expect him to be hitting 1 million. He is going to hit insanely hard if you can parry the specials, if you can get your armor ups like this. Like, we are getting our armor ups just fine. And if you're like, yeah, but I did this on Deathless Thanos, he just bugged right now, so we got that fight done in like 30 seconds. And I did this against Hood in the previous raids too. It's once you get in the habit of well-timed blocking these specials, it's not that bad. You just got to learn them, and I got kind of used to it with Guardian. I think they took a really cool concept with Guardian and allowed you to kind of take it in here and do even more damage. Look at those numbers. God, I love seeing it with Tony Stark here with Iron Man. And then as far as just playing raids, it's not that bad. Read the node. I think this one against this node on Vision was punish his heavy. His heavy is not that bad, right? Look, we go in, and then we get our rage charges there, which is great. And then if there's any sort of prompt, like there was with Invisible Woman or when I was fighting Deathless Thanos, just do the prompt. Iron Man simplifies this tremendously for you, right? He can block unblockable specials against mutants. Obviously, that's not going to be helpful to you with these with this deathless version of the raids because none of them are mutants. So you got to be aware of that. But aside from that, just play your game. You can see I got called in. They said no one needed any backup, and so I just came in and I actually defeated this Vision. He had some percentage taken off already by the time I joined the fight. But I everyone had done a lot of work, so I was like, well, I want to help out, do my job too. And so I just went in and I just decided to finish off this Vision and have a lot of fun with it, and then turn it into a video because I do love this champion. I think he's such a great great example of why when we score champions, or when I score champions, and of course the Illuminati, we score them together, we break them down in so many different categories, and one of those categories is always meta, because his budget is really good. They put a lot of power into this guy. His flow is phenomenal. Like, his abilities just work so well together, and that is different than ease of use. But his meta score, it's not like terribly low, but it's not nearly as high as you would think it would be, because there's just not a lot of fights. There's not a lot of defenders or anything like that. Just like really asking for him. He's not even like in the top 3 or 4 often for that specific thing. I think as mutant continues to evolve, there's a chance he does, because he does have that invalidate of the prowesses. And then, of course, a mode like raids, especially if raids gets a little more difficult, right? Like, you see this, like, I'm making this look like an absolute joke. And I know some of you have with other champions. I put this up on X and then on Blue Sky. And a lot of you were telling me, like, I saw Storm quite a few times. I saw Deathless Gilly quite a few times. In fact, if you're at this point in the video, let me know who you really enjoy, and if you think they're anywhere near as good as Iron Man. I'd be really curious to see. But you can see, this isn't that hard. He really simplifies it. And this is kind of part of flow, is the good things are just happening. Like, I'm playing Iron Man and the good things are just happening. It's not so much that, like, what he's asking me to do is simple, right? Like, this isn't just parry heavy over and over. Like, you need to well-time block specials. That's not easy. That is a skill set, and you got to learn those things. In my mind, Vision was like, it is kind of bull BS that I'm going to go and do this and destroy you because you just played this so well and you clearly beat me. So that's why I kept that in there. But that's it. And that's Iron Man. I love him. I'm going to try to get out more and more Iron Man content. I just love him. I just need to find places to use him, and I think he's such a great champion. He's got I think triple immunities, Incinerate, Cold Snap, and Frostbite. So I guess I kind of consider those to be two because those tend to go together. Can invalidate those prowess, massive armor breaks, the ability to ramp up, and then if you spec in or if you get his sig going, heal gets really good too. It can save you. Anyways, like I said, let me know who you use, enjoy using for raids. I'm gonna keep using my Iron Man until they remove him. Please don't remove him, Kabam. This is where he gets to shine, and he's such a great champion. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.